Ultimately, I was only obligated to both my mother and father, who are deceased, and they are the only ones I obligated myself to, and my brother, who are all deceased. About 3 weeks ago, I found out that my dad's family had been harassing a neighbor. Actually, were sending the police to this woman's house and filed a missing persons report. Ultimately, I contacted the commander of the Cleveland Police, and I told them that I was not missing. And the persons who are responsible for making a fake police report, missing persons report, are my dad's family, not me. And I told the commander that they should file charges against those persons because they've been sending the police to a neighbor's house trying to inquire about me, which is harassment. And it's actually trying to, I don't know what they were trying to accomplish by what they did, but ultimately they still don't know anything about me because I will not allow them in my life anymore. And I have a very good reason for it. And it's just that sometimes, as I say, sometimes you have to put your foot down and take your stand because family members will do that and they think they are entitled to do that. And that's not fair to go and have the police being sent to someone's house who does not even know me. The young lady's, she actually called me and left me a voicemail, letting me know that my family members, my dad's family members, has been showing up at her house with the police and inquiring, asking questions, which is really none of their business. And anybody who does that is really, that goes to show you how far some people will try to manipulate and control and dominate someone else, which is that's a sick-minded tactic that somebody uses to try to find out information about you. And there are a lot of people who are actually missing, and I mean there are persons that family members have never seen or heard from ever again in life, and their families are beside themselves with grief and worry about a family member or a person that they haven't seen or heard from. And yet my dad's family filed a fake missing persons report on me, and it backfired. And that's sad to say that, but it's the truth of the matter. And I don't feel sorry that I had to say to the commander of the Cleveland Police what I had to, because it was really like they really took it that far to have the police go into someone's house harassing this person. And I told her, I said, the next time somebody shows up at your house like that, I would take down names, descriptions of persons, their names, descriptions of license plates, and I would file charges against those persons because they have no business doing that to this lady. She doesn't even know what's going on. It's none of her business either. But when I contacted her back, I let her know that if anybody shows up at her house again, no matter who they are, they were told to stop showing up unannounced at my father's house, at his address, 6 months ago. And two people that I won't name in this video are the ones who is behind this, and they've gotten some other family members doing this. And actually, I got a phone call from my own mechanic, which really shows you that they're not going to let it go. But they have no reason to do that to someone. If you don't want to be bothered with your parents, relatives, or family members, you have that right. You're not obligated to explain yourself, where you're at, are you alive, or whatever, because it's none of their business. You do not have to hold yourself accountable to those persons. And that's exactly what my dad's family has done to me. And it drove a further wedge between me and my family. And that's not going to change. That's not going to undo the damage and the fact that my father is now deceased. It's not going to change the fact that these people have been trying to push themselves into my life. And I'm not close to them. And I'm certainly not going to be close to them after what I found out about 3 weeks ago. That is something that's not something that's ever going to be forgiven. It will be, but it will only be that one of us one of us will be dead. One of us will actually be deceased before it's forgiven, whether it's one of them or myself. But it doesn't make any difference. But unfortunately, as I say, this is a sobering reminder to people of how many people have relatives who are actually missing, and they've never seen or heard from them ever again, and they are actually missing. My dad's family actually filed a missing persons report on me, and I had to tell the police that I'm not the one who filed the police report, but the persons who did. They filed a fake, bogus police report, and that was just the stupidest thing. That goes to show you how far the manipulation and control is, to call themselves trying to be so concerned about me. Well, if they all worry themselves, it doesn't make me any difference, because I made it very clear that I am trying to get on with my life, and no matter whatever happens to me in my life, it's none of their business. When my father passed on, you know, there were some things that I found out that I didn't like, and after 6 months ago, there were some incidents that had happened, and I didn't appreciate it. I didn't like it, and ultimately, I had to say to one of them to stop doing certain things, and they still have not stopped, even up to about 3.5 weeks ago. And they know who they are, and if I get any further contact anymore, then I will go back to the police station and I will file charges, and I will name every family member who I think is involved in this nonsense that they're trying to pull on me.